from Soldier Field in Chicago. It's a special Halloween presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Chicago Bears taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Set to return, here's Raheem Mostert. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And I think it's safe to say that, and I heard him say it in the post-game press conference, that was a team win last week because he didn't really play up to his normal standards, throwing 2 interceptions.
No touchdown.
Yeah, didn't offset it at all, but the team found a way to get it done.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Here's the first carry now for Frank Gore. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The numbers for Gore on the ground last week. 19 carries, 51 yards and a touchdown.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working, and they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Throwing, Young. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. They'll run it with Gore. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game. Kyle Shanahan, an offensive mind, but his guys stopped up short. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 42. They start on the ground with Forte, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he will have the Bears first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard. Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down. On first down, this is Forte. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Shotgun handoff now to Forte. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Niners, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis. And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver? Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Grossman. A dump off to Forte. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Jeffrey with a catch left side. And he will have the Bears first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch. Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Robinson. 7 yards, the pickup there. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Off the play fake. Grossman. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Drops it underneath to Forte. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down? Here comes Robbie Gould for the Bears field goal try. And Gould is able to put it through. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense. And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Now here's Young. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Grossman. He's got a man. That's Marshall. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. On 2nd down, Forte. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. To throw on 3rd down, Grossman. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Young. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Young on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. Remember, right now they are on a 6-game losing streak, trying to snap that. And a good sign is they've got the lead in the football. On 1st and 10, Grossman. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Grossman. It's complete to the tight end Bennett. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Second and 7. Back to throw. Grossman. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. They'll look to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bennett. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field. Love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Pass to Marshall on a quick slant. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And complete on the right side to Bennett. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
A little costly there. You wipe out the first down. You also move further back.
No doubt about it. So you went from moving the sticks to them staying in the same spot, except for that one guy carrying the yard marker. He moves back farther.
Yeah, a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Grossman. He's got it complete to Clark. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On the ground, Forte. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So the drive goes goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
And our focus now shifts to Frank Gore. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
There's still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. They'll try and start the drive here with Gore. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Young.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Adrian Amos with a pick. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do. It gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try to run with Forte. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Grossman to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Back to throw. Grossman. Touchdown, Bears! A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will add on to their lead.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Gould able to tack on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the end result is a Bears touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
That catch good for only a couple. It's Young off play action. And this one is incomplete. The Niners on conversion. This is 3rd and 8. Young. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. They go play action here on first down. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
Backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. He saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Throwing on first down. Grossman gonna look deep for Jeffrey.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Sets up the screen to Forte. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. And caught. This is Bennett, the tight end.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off play action. Grossman. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now a draw play. They go to Forte. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Caught right side. It's Jeffrey.
And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end.
And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit.
On 1st and 10, Young. Caught left side to Crabtree. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. To throw again on 2nd down. Young. It's complete. It's Gore. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Young working out of the gun. A dump off here for Gore. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That catch good for only a couple. 2nd down and goal. Young firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. I have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Now, I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So that challenge, a successful one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is trimmed down to 10.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
Returnable here for Hester.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, make sure you avoid the crazies out there and welcome in every report. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Now Hester will get a shot.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, Forte looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. From the gun, Grossman trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36, and into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender. From there, he doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Returnable here for Hester. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? Yeah. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Grossman. He finds his man. Complete. It's Bennett. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Back to throw. Grossman. The 49ers get there. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They've clawed their way back into this game. First half, they were down pretty big. Now, all of a sudden, we've got a ball game. How have they done it?
First thing is what you just talked about, clawing their way back in. That means they've decided to go ahead and fight this thing out, which is great. The second part is they looked at where the problems were in the first half, figured out how to shore them up, and now gone to that part of the playbook that is actually working for them. A few adjustments, a few changes, and really good execution.
Now we'll see if that trend can continue. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. And he'll get this up to about the 40. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Looking to throw, Young. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Chicago offense set to get started. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Off the play fake. Grossman, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. But how about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. It's up and good to make it 21-17. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now Hester will get a shot. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Onto the field now come the Bears. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for him. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Right there, 54, right there.
Off play action. Grossman. It's complete. It's Forte. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble. And the ball's out. Forte loses it. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And Young's throw there incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's Gore now running out of the gun. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. From the shotgun, it's Young. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. Turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team, because now your defense has to make that stand up.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Another run, this time Forte. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Grossman. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on 3rd. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fighting his way through contact. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. Young off the play fake. That'll be caught by Rice. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. And here's carry number 10 for Frank Gore. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They run. It's Gore.
44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Young will set to throw. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off at the 22. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So there's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
'49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Operating from the gun, Grossman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They'll give it up to Forte. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Grossman, and his pass incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Grossman. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes the Bears punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Taking it about the 16. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Owens. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Off the play fake, Young. Drops it underneath to Gore. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gore. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Niners on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Young from the shotgun. And that one off the mark. A little late with a throw. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On 1st down, Grossman. This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. back to throw. Grossman. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Frank Gore and company trotting back out there as they get set to go again on offense. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to. But as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Another carry now for Gore. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. The Niners on 3rd down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete. Here's Andy Lee now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for him there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. And they've got to go thank the guys on D.
On 2nd down now, Forte. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10 from the gun. Grossman. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before mid. On 1st and 10, Grossman. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start on the ground with Gore. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 68 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Gore. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Young now.
He dumps this off underneath to Gore.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 26. Young to throw it. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gore. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Out of the gun, it's Young. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season.
And the 49ers are looking like they'll move to 6-1 as they extend their fourth quarter lead. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over. And here a late turnover leads to a fourth quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Hester going to decide against a return, and they will spot this at the 25.
So now the Bears down on the scoreboard. 2:18 on the clock. Their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down. Throwing on first down. Grossman. He finds his man. Complete. It's Bennett. And the ball is knocked out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
On first down, it's Gore. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
79 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They'll stick to the ground game with Gore. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Again they run. Again it's Gore. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. From the left hash, this from 37. And his kick is indeed good. And that will get the lead up to 14. Contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he sees.
Will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. On first down, Grossman. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bennett. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
To throw on second down, Grossman. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down. Looking to throw. Grossman.
And his pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off near the 32. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game. And now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Hester going to decide against a return, and they will spot this at the 25. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Throwing after the interception. Grossman. For Marshall, that's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 2nd and 3.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off near the 34. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Now for the point after. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Hester going to decide against a return, and they will spot this at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Grossman firing quickly here, and that's complete. One final shot. They'll look to throw, and that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for San Francisco, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Bears, things are kind of getting ugly